It's trash. It's absolute utter fucking trash. My hold has just come in on the Dragon Reborn, so let's read some more Wheel of Time. And let's hope I am enjoying this a lot more than previously, because me and Wheel of Time, we have a rocky relationship. So if you're interested on my spoilery thoughts on book 3 of Wheel of Time, The Dragon Reborn, come and join me as I take you around as I work and listen to the audiobook. Hello. Let's have it. No, you're not allowed to eat the grass. I'm sorry. He's not allowed. Hello. Let's have a little update where I give this little handsome boy a walk around the field. I'm 28% through the book, and surprisingly, I'm enjoying it a lot more than I have been. I mean, book 1 was better on the reread compared to like book 2, which I hated. You might be thinking, you're a serial DNFer. Why are you reading these books? That is a good question, but there's something that is still appealing to me about these books. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the world, maybe whatever it is. But weirdly enough, I'm kind of slumping right now, and yet I'm still having a good time reading this book, even though I would not suggest this be a book you read if you're in a slump. I still don't like Rant. I hate him. Not gonna lie, I hate him a lot. But I'm liking the Tarvalon stuff. Even Matt, like I've just got to the point where like Matt's just woken up a Tarvalon after being healed, and they think he's healed. I'm liking that, and everything's to do with like the politics of Tarvalon. I like that. I like the idea of women being in power. There's just a couple of things as I'm, reading it or listening to it, should we say, that are just like, writing things like tuck on her braid all the time. No one does that. But oddly enough, I am having a good time, which is weird. This is not me. Who am I? Enjoying Wheel of Time? I don't know. But the beginning of it, right, while it was like around Perrin, it was fine. Like, I don't mind him. But the beginning with Rand, I'm just like, and Rand being a whiny baby and just like running away. Like, come on, dude. You know you have the one power. Why are you running away from it? I mean, I kind of get why, but also, like, use your brain. I don't know. I just don't like it. I just don't like Rand. I hate him to shits. But I do like the Amyrlin seat. I do like her. She doesn't want to give Nynaeve and Ingvain this task of hunting down the Blackashire. But she has to, because, like, who else can you trust? Who do you trust to be on your side when they could be anywhere? They could be anybody. People could be lying. People could be all of this. The White Cloaks are doing something. They're up to something. So far, 28% through, I am not hating it. I'm actually enjoying it. So I'm going to walk this boy around, because we have to get his blood sugars down, and then I will report back at some other point. I'm now 67% through, and I'm really surprised at how much I am enjoying this. This feels like a step up in Jordan's writing and craft compared to the other 2 books, which is good. I just have a feeling as we're going through the series, it's not going to change much. It's going to derail. It's trash. Shit. Terrible. Burn it in a fire. There's a lot of plot armor, right? There's a lot of convenience things happening. It's very clunky in the way that Robert Jordan's trying to get everybody to go to is it Teal? I don't know, that place that Rand is heading to, but isn't heading to, but heading to stop everything once and for all, rather than going through the motions. I'm like, dude, you're just going to die, and then Blazamon's just going to win. Weirdly enough, Rand isn't that much in this, which could explain why I am enjoying this so much. The 3 girls get caught again. I am still enjoying their story, but I think I did prefer it when they were at Tarvalon, because it's more politicking, and it's more stuff about the Amyrlin. Why can't I say that? Amyrlin seat. We're just going to roll with it. Yeah, I do prefer, being a Tarvalon. I am kind of liking Perrin kind of growing up a bit more, because, oh God, they were just such children. I understand they're meant to be, but when you take about the time they were written, a lot of people, a lot of men, a lot of women, anybody had to grow up very, very fast, because all of a sudden women were mothers at the age of 15, and then all of a sudden you have men going to war at the age of 15. It happens. And also from a reader perspective, I'm like, it's an adult fantasy. Okay, I understand writing a naive character is difficult. It's very difficult to pull off without the reader feeling sour. And it didn't work here. I fucking hate naive characters. I'm like, you're dumb as shit. And just so dumb. I just don't get it. And I'm not asking them to be really intelligent, but I'm like, this is slapping you around the face and you still aren't wanting to admit this something happening or realise this is happening. And I understand the Rand's point of view that he doesn't want to accept that he's a dragon reborn, but there's kind of being in denial and there's being a child, and he's being a child, and I don't like it. I hate it. I just got to the point where Nynaeve and co got attacked by some people who were working for the Madrigal, and the Aiel came and kind of rescued them. They were rescuing themselves at the same time, and they killed 3 Madrigal like it was nothing. And I'm like, I get it, but also these Madrigal are meant to be like these big dark one creatures, and you killed them so easy. What is that? I understand they're also meant to be really, really powerful, but I'm like, where's they're meant to be these big dark creatures, and they died so easily. Okay, I'm loving the Aiel. Their culture around everything about wedding to the spear. You give up the spear and you can just claim sisters, even if you're not sisters by blood. Stuff like that. I'm really, really enjoying that side of it. And even Matt, I will admit, I'm enjoying Matt. I will admit that. He is growing on me. Tom the Gleeman is going through some shit, man. I feel sorry for Tom. But he's there with Matt, and I kind of feel a bit kind of like the Amyrlin gave Nynaeve that letter to be used in an emergency. If they're caught doing something that they're not meant to do, they have this letter to kind of give them some protection, and Nynaeve's given it to Matt so he can deliver a letter to Camlin for Elaine. I don't get it. I just don't get it. But then also, people almost dying, and since when did Matt learn how to fight? Is that something to do with the dagger and the magic that happened on him? I don't know, but I'm going to go home. My brother has built me some bookshelves because I attempted this and realised this is not my skill set. Threw a hammer, stalked out the room, and then sent him a text and be like, can you build this for me? I can't do it. And it's meant to be easy, but for some reason it's just not in my skill set. He came over and he did that for me today, so I'm going to go home, put them up where they need to be up, and maybe put some books on them while probably still listening to this book. Ta-da! You can kind of, if I crawl all the way to the floor, see my shelves. This is not comfortable. I mean, when I say I built it, I went to work and my brother built it because I'm terrible. But my shelves are in. Let me just show you. Lighting is a little bit terrible, but this is what I'm having to deal with. And this is the space I have. Ignore the artwork. It's going to be moved. It came from when I had subscription boxes. That is my current read. These are some of the others. I've read some of these, but I had to move some of the hardbacks from downstairs because my shelves aren't bolted to the wall. So it's why Joe Abercrombie's here. And then we have I haven't read all of these. I've read some of them. I've read The Prior, not the other Anthony Ryans. I've read Christoph. I've read partly. The only ones I haven't read of Abercrombie are the standalones. And I tried Best So Cold and DNF'd it and haven't tried it back since. Yes, I did do the audio for anybody comes at me. And then I have read these, and we're not going to talk about the others. They're just my old copies and gifts from people. So yeah, that is my bookshelves and my books, and I've just spent way too long putting books on it and choosing them when I should have been getting ready for bed. Also, I forgot to show you these. Don't ask me how I ended up getting hold of these apple crates. I think my mum came into terms with it. These are there. But yes, I have new shelving, and I need to get ready for bed and maybe do some reading. I don't know, not Wheel of Time because I'm audiobooking that, but I'm happy I have bookshelves right next to my bed. They're not too encompassing. It's an awkward place. It's deceiving on how much room you can actually fit there. The amount of times I was searching for something that was no longer than 17 centimeters long, wide, and 52 centimeters long was hard. really hard. And then I messaged my brother thinking like, oh, I'll just get some bolted to the wall, just get wood panels. He was like, I just found these. I was like, I was fucking looking for ages, and the ones that I found were too wide. And he was like, oh, I found them, which annoyed me. But at the same time, I have my shelves in. I finished the Dragon Reborn and I'm sitting outside my gym. I surprised myself by how much I enjoyed myself with this book. I remember the first time I read this, which is like a bit of a haze, I was like, it's so sour. And now I'm like, past me, what the fuck are you talking about? This is what I wanted Wheel of Time to be. And I guarantee you, I enjoyed it a lot more because Rand was hardly in it. I swear, if you just cut Rand from the whole book, whole series, I would probably enjoy the series. I still stand on the hill, it could be told in a more concise way. I don't think it needs 12, 13 books for however long it is to tell this story. I liked the Nynaeve, Egwene and Elaine. The Black Jar people found them really, really quickly, which, fine. You can kind of look past that, but I like the fact that Egwene was using her dreaming power things to manipulate one of the I was about to call them Aiel, but they're not, Aes Sedai, who had taken them to, you know, help themselves. Even though Matt did end up rescuing them, it didn't come across as a complete damsel in distress. It had happened, and it was very prevalent in that kind of time that this series was written. I was alright with it. I'm really enjoying Matt. Like, I'm kind of worried about Tom Merrilin being a bit sick. I would kind of like him to end with him all happy and healthy, even though he's an old man. But I enjoyed Matt. The luck that he was playing on his side, I thought that was interesting. I'm kind of curious to know why. But I had a good time. I liked how he was coming more into his own as a character, and how, I don't know, I like his ways, I like his language, the way he talks and then tries to be, you know, more gentlemanly, and kind of how he sort of half jokes about a couple of things, but you know he's actually being serious. Like, he isn't actually going to sort of leave people. He will go and help them and rescue them and stuff, because they are his friends. He's like, if there's no one else, I will do it. So I really did like that side of things. Yeah, I really, really liked him. It's interesting to me about what's happening with, is it Morgaze? Is it Morgaze? Or am I suddenly thinking of something else? Morgaze is in Merlin, I know that. I don't know, Elaine's mother, the queen. Something's fishy going on there. Somebody, her new advisor, I think has tampered with something with magic or some such. Even though men can't channel, but I don't really think he's entirely human. It's my suspicion. That is my suspicion. And I'm curious to see where that is going to go. To be fair, Rand suddenly turning up and then defeating a Blazamon, I literally sat there and went, ugh, no. Stupid, of course he ain't dead. And then Moraine did explain to the others that that was just a man, that wasn't Balazamon, or Shag, whatever the fucking name is, I don't know, that he wouldn't leave behind a typical body. So of course it's not over. And then obviously Lanthea, and I'm curious what's going to happen with Lanthea and how that's going to play out between her and Rand, because Rand, stupid as fucking fuck, and he's slapping around the face when it comes to her, because Perrin, I liked him delving into the Wolf Dream. I liked him going after Celine. I definitely thought that was interesting. And I just liked him overall. Perrin can just do no wrong. You could probably hear that lorry turning up. But yeah, this is the first time actually I'm enjoying myself. And I'm kind of like, maybe. It's not living up to what I would call the hype over Wheel of Time, where everybody's like, it's so incredible. That lorry is just not turning off its engine, which is just irritating. So let's see if that will help. I think a lot of things, especially the writing, is just so clunky. I think it could be done a lot better, and I think it could be done a lot more concise. There was a moment where Nynaeve was like, we're not staying in an inn, and I was like, oh, finally, nothing's going to go wrong, because every time they're staying in an inn, things go wrong, and they stay at inns so many times, and I'm just like, no, just stop it, just come up with something just better. It's not going to live up to the Wheel of Time hype, but it has a potential to interest me more than it has. Would I reread it? No. Would this be a series that I'd end up owning the physical copies of? No. I had a good solid time. There's things I still want to figure out. I want more of Tarvalon. I want to know more about Moraine. She It's one of my favourite characters. She's up there, Matt's up there, because he was entertaining in this one, whereas the other two books, he was just like irritating and dumb. Whereas now I'm just like, Rand is just dumb. I'm not going to end this vlog here. I'm going to continue with book 4 whenever that becomes available via my library. The future me will see you soon. But I started listening to the book 4, The Shadow Rising, this morning. I'm about 10-15% through it. Already, I'm annoyed at how the women are. Around Rand, that random queen woman coming in. They let her into Rand's bedchamber and she's like, I'm gonna sleep. And he's like, ugh, trying to be all innocent, but not. Openly staring. And like, I understand that the whole point is Rand is a guy. It's the whole point of this. I get that. I still hate it. Rand is just not being assertive or like on what he wants. He's just being a whiny baby. They've gone through shit now. I don't know, be better characters. I just hate them. I didn't mind the bit with Min and the Amberlin Sea. I thought that was kind of cool. At the 10-15% of what I'm reading so far is I still hate Rand. He's the main character of this show. And I still hate him. This is not looking good. So, it is now the next day, and I am 32% through the Shadow Rising, and so far, it's like being in a teenage drama. Everybody is like, I like you, I don't like you, I'm gonna kiss you, I want you to kiss, I don't want you to do, what's going on? It's just weird. I'm very tired today. This is decaf coffee because I don't have caffeine, which isn't helping because my fatigue is just like really struggling at the moment. So I'm really tired and I don't know if I'm going to continue listening to this today or pick something a little bit more meat to it up because I feel like I need something to drag me through my workday today. What are you trying to eat, pup? I'm having my morning coffee before I have to take these two out for, like, it's going to be like a 5-minute stop around next field. I might go to the bookstore because I have got some orders at my bookstore that need collecting. All the time. Apart from all the, like, will I, won't you with all of the characters. Also, Lan just kind of bursting in and kissing Nanny. That just, it feels a bit weird that all of these moments Robert Jordan decided to have them on public display rather than Lan burst in, and instead of being like, we need to talk alone, having this conversation and then like building up to potentially the kiss. I also think it was too soon for that. I think it was way too rushed, especially considering both of their characters as well and what was laying between them. It just feels a little bit much. I kind of feel like it would have been better to emotionally, openly express that he's worried about her, that he doesn't want her to go, that he wants to come with, and then both of them come into the realization that actually no, because of the oath that he has to Moraine, instead of just like bursting in and then kind of saying that and then like kissing her. And then it's a bit sus. I don't know how I like about this, the fact that Nynaeve is like fighting it and then not fighting it. So I'm like, you can't, that's just a bit, I don't know, it's didn't give me a good feeling. I was a bit like, what the fuck? You can definitely tell Robert Jordan is not a romance writer. And the whole thing with fucking Min and Rand. Oh my god, Rand can get in the bin. Hate him. I hate him so much. He's just stupid shit. Like, Rand, he's having all this conversation and shit. And then he's like, oh yeah, I need to talk to these people about taxes. I'm like, you know, fucking jack shit. You're a sheep farmer. You know absolutely nothing. And yet you're talking to all these lords and shit about taxes, which I would like more of an explanation on these laws and shit. I want that council meeting of people going, like, but we have to do this because of this. And then Rand being stupid, not knowing what he's talking about, and everybody looking at him like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and stuff like that. And it just does not come across like he knows at all what he's doing. Moraine, cool as always. I like Moraine. Even Tom Merrilin. I do like Tom Merrilin. It seems like Robert Jordan just got a bit lazy and didn't really want to go into the council because he always cuts these council things off. Like, oh, and like ellipses in the sentence, which fucking annoys me. Anyway, this would actually be really interesting to learn more about the politics of this land and how the lords work and how they all treat Rand and what's going on there. And instead he's just gone, nah. Do you know what it feels like? It feels like Robert Jordan is
writing by the seat of his pants, and it's unedited, and he's just slotting things in as he thinks of them, rather than breaking these things up into points of view, not necessarily all points of view, but we'll have Elaine, then we'll go to, ooh, that is my coffee, be careful. We'll have Elaine, then we'll go to Rand, then we'll go to Moiraine, then instead of it just being all the women together, and then Rand, it just doesn't flow. It feels like Robert Jordan hasn't done any effort into actually writing the craft side of it, or pacing. The pacing's all over the place. I just don't get it. I still don't understand why it's a beloved series. I'm holding out hope that this one is going to have a really good ending, because my friend who loves this series, he's like, I said this for every book, it gets better. I'm on book 4. Yeah, I don't quite know what's going to happen. I'm not loving it. I popped a Costa because I needed a lovely decaf hazelnut latte because I'm not on the caffeine. I had a brownie, but I think I've ate it, so I ain't showing you that. But that was my breakfast this morning, and I am going to go to the bookshop, so I've got to leave soon. So this is a really quick update as I'm sat in Waitrose car park so I can go to my friend's bookshop because she doesn't open till 10. So it's getting better. It's gone away a little bit from the teenage catty shit, and it's getting interesting. Rand, I still hate, but not as bad as before. Egwene, she's gone a bit dumb, but they've got to Meridian. Rand took them. They had a sick, angry, or whatever, but for the male side of it, and cool, great, love that. He took them through, almost died, and was fine. And then he's now in Meridian City with not the Aes Sedai, the other people. Aiel. I like them. They're really cool. Again, there's a lot of things where I'm thinking, this would be really cool to go really deep into like their culture and all of this. And I just feel like Robert Jordan's kind of brushing over the top of it a little bit, just to like rush things on. And I'm like, come on, like if you could at least argue a little bit more, and then they could explain. It's just weird. Him and Matt, for some reason Matt wanted to go with him to Meridian, and Matt did, but then Ram was like, psych boo, I know you came with me, but I have to do this alone, so you're staying. And Matt is like, what the fuck, dude? Rightly so, because Rand's like, you'll either come out a chief of the Aiel or mad or dead. Rand is already going a little bit insane. Like, there's obvious, he's going insane, and like I get that's the whole point of this, that what Robert Jordan's going for is Rand is going to go cuckoo, but he could do a little bit, he could learn how to be subtle with it. He could. Just saying. My preference would be subtlety. The Aiel obviously knew Moiraine was coming, and then Moiraine goes, I'm just going to go into I'll go into the city. And it's like, cool. She's trying to obviously like control Rand and stuff, and being like, Rand, you're being a little bitch. He is. And being a dumb little bitch. He is. And also not knowing a couple of things, and then putting the sword back into the stone. I'm like, you already removed it. Like, he's still like not, this is really this is just pissing me off. He's still running away from what he is, and I'm like, you now accepted you're the Dragon Reborn. You still don't have any jack shit idea of what you're doing, and yet you're trying to play off as if you do know what you're doing. And yeah, I understand you don't want to trust somebody like Moiraine, but sometimes I'm like, she obviously knows a little bit more than you. Maybe listen to her. But it's picking up a little bit, because I only read about 10% more this morning, so I'm going to probably put it on as I go and drive to the bookstore. It's kind of hooking my interest a bit more. It's still not completely sold on me. I have this playing on 2.4 speed, and part of me is like, do I savor the story and slow it down? And part of me is like, no, because you'll hate it even more. Whereas the quicker I get through it, the better I will be. I'm like, why am I reading this? I don't know. But it does seem interesting. It seems there's more happening in the centre of the book than the other previous books, because it just felt like it was just like wandering and meandering and just being shit, right? Whereas this, it seems a little bit better. I just don't think like the main character that Robert Jordan has centred around Rand, like him as a character isn't a good character. He's very bland. He's very dumb as shit. And I get, like, he's following the trope that what you had as a young, all this, when it was published, is like the Chose One trope, it's all of this. There's so many other ones that I like it that I'm still like, yeah, but they've still got at least a character, whereas Rand is just not. and it seems like he's making his characters particularly dumb just for plot reasons, so he can do this and this and this, rather than actually sitting and thinking about how an actual character or a person would think of this, or his readership, because like a lot of his readership, I would argue, could guess half this stuff. And I know I'm reading this years later, and like I consider myself very well versed in the fantasy genre, but I just feel like he's half-arsed it a lot of the time. As a writer, like, his prose is terrible. It's why I can't physically read it. It's the only why I'm doing it on audio. And the only way it makes it better is because you have the actress who plays Maureen is narrating the ones we're listening to, although I think this is the last one she narrated, which is kind of sad. I have to go back to fucking Michael Kramer, and I do not like his voice. I know that sounds really bad to say of somebody because they're people and stuff, but I'm not saying it to his face. But two, it's my personal preference. I just don't like him as a narrator at all. Usually it's the world that drags me back to Wheel of Time. It's the one I love the most, but so far in this book, it's not hooking me in again. It could be my mood. It also could be because I have started Malazan, and I'm on book 4 of Malazan as of recording this, and Superior. Am I going to become that Malazan fanatic? Maybe. Am I also going to be the one that's nothing's going to be ever as good as Malazan after I finish reading it? Entirely possible. That's where we are now. I'm going to go to my friend's bookshop, and I might update you a little bit later. What I got at the bookstore, and it was only 2 books I got them to order in for me. If you have an indie bookstore and they don't have the book in, ask them if they'll order it in for you. That's what I do. And it's brilliant. I get a text and I get excited. I got The Name of All Things, which is book 2 from Jennifer Lyons. I have no idea how to explain this series. I've read Ruin of Kings twice. I'm still a little bit unsure on, so I'm giving this one a go. But because I'm doing Height Grade, which is hard to really challenge you ever do, this apparently is either this book or the next one has polyamory. And polyamory is the one where it's like the queer alphabet prompt. So this is why this is on there, but it's a thick book. It's like 700 pages plus. And hopefully I'm going to physically read it, so I might enjoy it a bit more because it bounces between timelines. But this is La Luda by Jeff Noonan Stupid. And this is book 2 to Gog, and it's a duology. And I got the Arc of Gog from Laura because she also have hard copies and I just borrowed it. Now I was like, oh, get me La Luda because then I can match this up and read them back to back. I got these 2 books. I'm excited to read them. When? Good question. I ain't telling you. Hello, let's do another little update as I got this little cutie on my lap. If I could describe this book in an emoji, it would be this one. Apparently this is meant to be where it gets good. And I'm like, but the last one was better. More stuff was kind of happening in the last one and book 2. Like, where is Robert Jordan going with this? I stand by my point that I do think these books could have all been cut in half and compiled, and it could be like a 5 to 6 book series, and it would have been absolutely fucking stellar and amazing, rather than the 10 books plus, I think it's technically more than 10 that we have, that is just kind of drivel. And I know you're probably thinking, you're being really, really harsh. Yeah, I am. And why don't you not DNF it? Well, I don't know. I might after, I don't know. I'm committed to the bit at this point. I'm not completely hating it, but I'm also like, where is this going? Maureen has come out of Meridian, but we don't know what she did in Meridian, which I'm like, that would have been like really fucking cool to really like figure out. Although if we did, because honestly, I'm listening to this and I'm like, nothing's happened. Hardly anything's happened in this book. Elaine has written Rand some love notes and Rand's ignored her. They've gone to the Wastes. Perrin and Matt have gone back to the Two Rivers. Not Matt. Perrin has gone back to Two Rivers. Matt is with Rand. My bad. To stop them, and there's things going on. There's the White Cloaks and there's Trollocs and all of this happening. Rand's gone into Meridian, came out of War Leader, and that is also who his family was, which, to be fair, that's like an age-old trope, so I can't really blame Robert Jordan for that, considering when he wrote this. But it is an age-old trope, and I'm just like fed up with it. I don't understand how we get at this point and only that has happened, and it's taken so many pages and so many hours to get to this point. And like, you could have done this far better, far more concise. To be fair, I love Perrin. I like his journey. I do like the fact that he went to the Two Rivers and everyone was like, you are like
an idiot for coming here, like, don't give yourself up. But, like, that was your plan, was to give yourself up? Like, that's going to stop them. But then, obviously, like, finding out that his family died, it felt like that was kind of a bit, like, didn't really have much of a reaction because, oh, family died. Find out some more information you need to know. Then the Aiel who's with him was like, no, your family just died, and just hugs him, and then he, like, breaks down. And I'm like, it's kind of like Robert Jordan's gone, oh shit, his family's just died. He's meant to be really, really emotional and distraught. That is kind of what, like, he hasn't really forethought character moments. Like, it doesn't feel realistic to me as a reaction. A reaction of crying over your, yeah, fine. But not like, family died. Oh, wait, you need this information. So let's forget about this character's feelings for a moment and give you the information. And then that's really disjointed. And I just kind of don't get it. It's making me kind of want to have a little bit of hope of Brandon Sanderson finishing this series, because I'm not the biggest Sanderson. I like Stormlight. That's basically it, really. Me and Sanderson. Like, Mistborn was fine. I did like Era 2, but that's kind of it. But it kind of feels like Brandon Sanderson, I'm hoping, might have a bit of a more of a concise kind of way this is going to go. Maybe not concise, but I don't know. Maybe it might just flow a bit better by that point. But this is book 4 that Robert Jordan's been writing. And I'm like, okay, you what? On how it's all structured and paced. And that's like the biggest thing for me. Whereas the other books, the pacing was a little bit wacky, but not like completely all over the place like it is in this book. I did like the fact that Perrin, again, he's in Two Rivers. He's talking about all of this stuff. He's obviously not going to give himself up. But then he finds Tam and Matt's dad, whose name, Abel, I think. That's kind of cool, and how he kind of takes charge, and people follow him, and then he's like, oh, I don't mean to take charge, but, like, you know what you're doing, like, it's fine. And I believe that with Perrin. I really do. Yeri can still be charged sometimes, but he's really the adultest of all of the adults. I just like his story. If he was the main character and he was the dragon, I'd follow him. Whereas Rand, I'm like, you're dumb as fucking shit. And it still proves, because where I left off was where they got this person, Aiel, who is also friends with Elaine and Egwene, to follow Rand and to stick with him, to, like, be his ear and his friend. And I'm like, why the fuck didn't you get Egwene to do that? Because it wouldn't be weird, because she's already his friend. But somebody who he knows, and then she hates him, and she only agrees to do it because of Elaine. And the Aiel, like, no, you're doing it for me. And she's like, no. And they're like, you're being childish. And I'm like, what the fuck? You don't even know why she hates him. And honestly, totally get it. I hate him too. He is the most boring ass character ever. I'm actually kind of like on the Dark One's side here. Can the Dark One win? Can he please? Because these people are dumb as shit. Like, they almost deserve the Dark One to win because of how dumb they are. I have 40% left to read. It better pick up and be a really good ending, or it's going to be one of the worst books I've ever read. Things have started to pick up. Oh, are you... This is not a chair for you. At 83% through it, so I should get it done today. And I'm excited to be done. The Amaranth seat has been stilled. That's the tension I wanted throughout the whole fucking book. The White Tower got attacked. I don't really understand why. I kind of zoned out for a bit. And then I was like, oh wait, no, this is interesting. And zoned back in. But it has gotten a little bit better. Leandrin attacked the White Tower with some people. There was a lot of fighting. People claiming the Amaranth seat is on the dark side, one side. Tensions are racked up. And then Min comes along and saves them. And there was people on both sides. And then you have Elaine's brother. This is where I rolled my eyes at. Elaine's brother is like, where is my sister and Egwene and the others? And the Amaranth seat is like, last time I heard was here, which is true. And he's like, why should I believe you? I get the whole point of Aes Sedai, people don't always believe Aes Sedai. But it's just at the time, I was like, what the fuck? It just made me roll my eyes so much. I was like, oh, fuck's sake. And he was not a bad character until that point. And then it's like refusing to believe. And then Min being like, well, Egwene trusts her and all of this. And it's kind of like, that is not how you persuade somebody to trust somebody because somebody else does. I don't understand what Robert Jordan was going through with this. It's kind of just like, oh, we need this, but not putting any thought into how to make people trust other people without actually having decent conversations that aren't just surface level. Go on, off we go. Off you jump. Off you jump. Go on. What are you doing? This is my life right now. A lot of this stuff just seems a lot of surface level and just like, oh, I need to add this here. Let's just slide it in without actually thinking about, does it fit in this particular place in the book? Nothing comes across as meaningful. Then I went back to Rand, and that was the first time I didn't overly hate his chapter, because we learned a little bit more about the Aiel and how women own
own the houses and everybody has to get permission to go under their roof and all that. This is basically the romantasy book of Wheel of Time. Robert Jordan is setting up all these characters to be with Rand. We all knew Lan and Nynaeve from like the beginning, but you have Min with Rand, who's already in love with him. Then you have Egwene, who says she's not in love with him, but I actually don't believe that, because when she went through the Tangriel to become a Aes Sedai trainee, novice, whatever, she saw Rand and her married with a kid. That's meant to show you everything that you really want. And yet, you struggle to pull away from that. And now you're like, I don't like you, Rand, like that. Bullshit. There's the Aiel who is following Rand. Like, the Aiel are meant to be wise women, and they set somebody so blatantly obvious following Rand. Don't believe that either. But I swear Robert Jordan's like, oh, I need them to have conversations and shit because I need them to be with Rand as well. I hate it. Why, Robert Jordan? Why? Granted, he's not as bad as some other men writing women, but the way he is writing women, I'm like, it still isn't great. I have finished A Shadow Reborn. It is the worst books I've ever read. The worst in the series. I don't understand why people like it. It's trash. Shit. Terrible. Burn it in a fire. I don't even know why that book exists. I'm really questioning my life choices for reading this series now. But what happened at the ending, I don't fucking know. I give two shits about that. Perrin got married. I didn't like the fact that Robert Jordan was trying to push everybody in together. I don't get it. I'm on this side of the fence. Or like the brick wall, trying to be like, why do you love this series? Because I do not understand why. I don't get it, because the pacing is so bad. The characters are all bad, apart from Perrin and Moiraine. But the thing that does draw me into a lot of this book is the world building. As the culture Robert Jordan was building. But then he also feels like he brushes over a lot of these moments, a lot of these political moments of being like, let's just brush this over with, and I'm just like, what the actual fuck? And then it was Rand at the end. Rand fights Asmodean. Okay. And he wants Asmodean to teach you how to use the One Power. Was that the big thing that he was hiding from everybody in his POV because we didn't get told it? Rand was acting like almighty and entitled, like, I know what I'm doing. No, you don't. He's fucking boring as shit and dumb as fuck. I don't believe he knew what he was doing for 1 second. It didn't feel like Robert Jordan was writing to that point. It just kind of felt like, oh, we're just gonna, this is it. I was like, I really question everybody who worked on this book to be like, what now? Because I hated it with every fibre of my being. I don't believe that there was a lot of effort that goes into these books at all from the writer's perspective. I think he's like, oh, the first draft, that's it, that's done. And I'm like, what? You want me to give my time and energy into a book series where you are not putting time and energy into? Fuck off, no. You have the world building, but your characters are piss poor. I used to like Nynaeve and Egwene, their storyline. But now I'm just like, I don't give a shit. They're just pining over Rand, and I don't see it because he's just a cardboard cutout of boring. Oh, yeah, and apparently there was another one who's meant to be like the whole prophesy thing with the Aiel, and I was like, that's just, okay, that's just there for tension. That doesn't really mean shit, because nothing really came about it. It wasn't like, oh, this is really like harrowing for the character. Like, Rand is like, oh my god, what am I going to do? I need these people for this and this, and like, it's not really happening. Like, whereas this sort of fear and this tension and this withdrawing of everything that the character has, it just wasn't there. It was like, all of a sudden, he went from, oh wait, I'm not this prophesied person because somebody else has come up with these marks, and then he steps on and goes, I show you my marks, I then reveal this about your culture which he's never grown up in, and then all of a sudden people are fine. Obviously not everybody is, but I'm like, where is the tension of being like, well, hang on, we've got two people who are claiming this, how do we prove this? Where is the political thing that's going through and happening? It's not there. Robert Jordan is creating these cultures, but he's not going deep enough into how they run or what would their solutions be. Their being is questioned into like the politics of it. Why did I care? Why did you put that in there if it was going to be fixed so quick? Like, why? And then like all of a sudden, you know, Asmodean is the Gleeman. Okay, how? Was there any suspicion laid about the Gleeman? No, he was just there. Like, what? I honestly didn't understand how anybody, like, I just can't. Like, the most interesting bit was
in the Two Rivers with Perrin. That was like chasing the White Cloaks, him going, but even then, like him marrying whatever her face is, like even that was just like rushed. It wasn't like, oh, let's show this building relationship coming up. It was just kind of like, oh, now we're married. Okay, why? Okay. I honestly question Robert Jordan's intelligence. Somebody who can write a 14 fucking book series and think this is good. I've been I edited this vlog as I'm going along, and I could look at myself in book 3 and like, I'm having a good time. This book was absolutely terrible. That makes me kind of just not want to continue the series. Like seriously, like people think this is good. People like this book. People go, this is when book 4 is the good bit. No, it's trash. It's absolute, utter fucking trash. It's one of the worst books I've ever read. To be fair, like the stilling of the Amazoncy, that was interesting. Everything else around them, it was no. It isn't. It isn't. I don't know if I actually have much more to say on this other than I fucking hate it. But I'm sort of torn a little bit because part of me, because I've read part of the summary of book 5 and I'm like, it sounds like it's a little bit more action. It might be more entertaining. But also it also sounds like I don't know if this is actually a series for me. I don't know, because book 5 isn't available at my library, which is kind of annoying. I might be able to get the physical, but that means reading it physically. And it's a big fucking book to read physically of something that I just might not be enjoying. Make my decision for me. Do I try Fires of Heaven via my physical library? Or do I just call it quits at this series? The other books, I had a good time, kinda. I mean, not with book 2. Book 1 was okay, yeah. And then book 2, no. Book 3 was alright. Book 4, shit. So if we're going on that trajectory, I might like book 5 and then book 6 will be shit. I'm a little bit indecisive on what to do. Because I started this vlog series, I kind of feel like I have to see it through. But also I kind of want to see what everybody loves about this series because currently I don't see it. I don't see a reason why. But I think that's where I'm going to end here. I've just ranted about this for too long. Let me know down below. What do you think I should do? Shall I just read the last book and vlog the last book and see if I can keep up without knowing anything else about this series? Or do I push through and see if I get Fires of Heaven from my library and physically read it? Or do I give up on this series and just DNF it? Because a part of me is like, the more I'm not reading it, the more I'm like, yeah, it's alright. But as I'm actively reading it, I'm like, nope. Let me know what you think, and I hope you enjoyed. And if I've ruffled some feathers, I've ruffled some feathers, okay? Don't care. Do tell me why you like this series though, because at the moment, I can't see it. I cannot see it. And I wonder if it's because I've come to this series too late and too kind of well versed in the fantasy genre. Whereas a series like this, I feel like it would suit younger readers. Even though it's an adult fantasy, I feel like younger readers would appreciate it more. There we go. I'm going to go back and read a better book.